It's no surprise to me that the box in the back of the room is called the Joy Box. Oh my God. I'm sorry, the Joy Box. I've been waiting for 4.5 years for this power. Because gratitude is the gateway to joy. So when we focus on things that we're grateful for, we give with an eager heart. And we notice more things throughout our day that bring us joy. I want to take a moment to talk about what's coming up in a couple of weeks, which is the start of Pride Month. Pride Month means something different to everyone because our community is not a monolith, because we all have our own unique stories. Pride Month for me has two meanings. There's the global meaning, which for me is that I am standing in this room on the shoulders of Black trans women who said enough is enough in 1969 at Stonewall, and I would not be here if it were not for them. And while marching is a party, it is also remembrance and responsibility. And I would like to believe that as Christians, we are responsible for creating the heaven here on earth that Jesus calls for. Heaven is not a way for us to avoid accountability. We get a ticket to heaven and we're fine. No, heaven is community. Heaven is creating the safe space here. Heaven is opening your arms when I walk through the door and giving me a hug because I am welcome in this space as I am, and I am celebrated in this space because of who I am and not in spite of who I am. Now, I cannot say that that's always been true for me in church spaces. And I'll talk about this more on June 19th when I get to talk about how my queerness is next to godliness. So please come. I would not be here also if it were not for the United Methodist Church. I grew up Catholic and then evangelical, and I was taught that God didn't love me as I am. And if you don't know what that feels like, there is a reason that gay teens are almost 5 times more likely to attempt suicide than straight teens. But in this space, I am able to be who I am and celebrate that in the eyes of God. And I think that's what Jesus calls us to do. On June 12th, we will be marching in the LA Pride Parade to let people know that Christ is walking with us and you are celebrated because of who you are with us. I say that I wouldn't be here if it weren't for the Methodist Church because when I came out at 25 after breaking up with my fiance, I'm telling you, y'all gotta come on June 19th, it's a great story. I walked into that space in Chicago, Urban Village Church, and I was able to ask queer pastors really difficult questions, like, how do you know you're not going to hell? And they were able to hold space with me because they understood that I was spiritually abused from people that I trusted before that point. And so I really don't think I'd call myself a Christian today if it weren't for that church in Chicago, where I got to stand on stage and sing with talented musicians as I am. And now I'm a life coach that helps other gay men free themselves from that shame. And I hear people's stories every day. Every day I talk to men who would rather not live because they don't think that God loves them. And it is my responsibility to show them that God loves them. And so I'm asking you to join us and to march with us. And I'm also asking you to give with joy, because if it were not for this place, I would not be here right now. You see a QR code. If you'd like to give, we ask you to give with joy, and we ask you to give generously. There is also an option for you to give specifically for the Pride, for Pride Month. You may do that. When you scan the code, you can scroll down and give specifically to that. If you would like a shirt to march with us, currently we have larges, extra larges, and double XLs from like 3 years ago when we marched before the pandemic. Do you remember that? Before the pandemic? And so we're hoping to order more. We may or may not be able to in time, but the shirts are $10. So we currently have large, XL, and double XL. If you'd like one, go ahead, scan it, donate. I also have some cash in my pocket, so if you have cash, I might be able to give you some change. So see me after if you'd like information on that to get your shirt, or if you'd like information on helping us the day before, where we're going to decorate a double-decker bus and have pizza and just be in communion with one another, and or if you'd like to march with us on the day of. So come talk to me afterwards. And I just want to close by saying I love you guys, and I'm so grateful to be in this space. I'm so grateful to be in a space where I can be me and be celebrated for who I am. So thank you for that.